Have you read about the future energy recently?
We have rich solar energy potential, we have rich wind energy potential, and India is also going for biomass energy, sir. India is currently dependent on Russia for many of its hardware imports in military. So critical energy, critical technologies information can be shared between the US.
Which was a recent example of forced laws.
Recently farm laws have been taken by certain experts that it is a forced law. But government.
What are the major sources of revenue for Government of India?
Please stop.
Money. Thank you, sir.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Very briefly.
Yes, sir. So my name is DWIJ GOEL. I come from historical city Meerut, and I have done my graduation in mechanical engineering from NIT Bhopal. Thereafter, I have worked for 1 year in Hero Motorcorp Limited, in automobile sector. And recently, from 2021 civil service examination, I have been allocated to Pondicherry Civil Services, and I am looking forward to join it, sir. My hobby is trekking and hiking, and I do write short Hindi poems.
All right. And I also find that you are working on a solar vehicle. Now, what is the advantage of a solar vehicle over normal, say, electricity? Even if we talk about environment-friendly, carbon footprint, what is the advantage of a solar vehicle over the electric vehicle?
So solar vehicle provides an alternate source of energy that helps in saving our fossil fuel dependency. Sir, for example, when we are driving a car.
My question was, what is the advantage of a solar vehicle over electric vehicle, EV? Now, I assume that EV is also environment friendly.
Yes. Sir, there is not a per se advantage of fully solar vehicle, but solar vehicle has come in a hybrid with electric vehicle. So they provide alternate source of energy to the charging of electric vehicles.
What about efficiency? With a solar hybrid, is the performance as good as an electric vehicle or a fossil fuel vehicle?
Sir, solar energy is used to charge the battery itself, sir. So
Okay.
vehicle runs on electric power only.
What is the future of the renewable energy in India? And let me tell you why I am asking this. There was a seminar some time ago in Vivekananda International Foundation where there was a huge discussion on nuclear energy versus renewable energy sources. So if you were have you read about the future energy recently? In the USA, the scientists have been able to create a fusion energy source. Have you read about it? No. Okay. So what is the advantage, the debate between the nuclear energy and the renewable energy? What do you think is the future in India?
Sir, in India, the future would be the renewable energy. As India is very rich in renewable energy potential. For example, we have rich solar energy potential, we have rich wind energy potential, and India is also going for biomass energy, sir. As government has come up with ethanol blending program.
Okay.
So
let us talk about solar energy.
Yes, sir.
If you want to develop solar energy potential, do you know what is the biggest problem in India?
Yes, sir.
What?
So solar panel import dependency.
No. There is even a bigger problem.
Sir, that is about the dust.
No. You need to position the solar panel somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And you need land for it.
Yes, sir. Land availability is also an issue, sir.
So, considering the land availability in India and competing use, what is the potential of solar energy in India?
Sir, we have sufficient land availability in various states. For example, in Rajasthan we have established solar power parks as well as. Sir, new things have come up. For example, now we are establishing solar panels over the flowing water rivers. So that has also improved in the efficiency of solar panels because that provides.
Any example of it where it has been done?
Sir, it has been done in Narmada river, sir. That I have heard, sir.
What about the use of water for agriculture? Drinking water?
Sir, I think for that we need to devise such a mechanism that it does not harm the agriculture use as well.
All right. Our last question.
Yes.
Mr. Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor, was recently in the USA and he went to several other countries.
Yes, sir.
In the USA, he had a meeting with his counterpart. Do you remember what meeting did he have and what was it for?
Yes, sir. Sir, it was for about critical technology sharing and that.
What was the name of the meeting itself?
Sir, ICET, ICET, sir.
Full name?
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall right now.
All right. Go ahead now.
Sir, it was about engaging that India and US can engage in sharing the various technological aspects so that in future the issues emerging out of.
Why did it acquire such an importance?
Sir, it will help building in India-US relationship and also it will diversify.
Very specific question. ICET for critical energy technologies. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Initiative for critical energy technologies. Why did this initiative acquire such a great deal of importance?
May I take a few moments?
Sure.
Sir, the threats which are emerging from the emerging technologies and also India is diversifying its technological aspect. For example, India is currently dependent on Russia for many of its hardware imports in military. So, critical technologies information can be shared between the US and India. Also, ISRO is also engaging in this part, sir. So, it would be on the technological part.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would you please start?
DWIJ,
Yes, sir.
you are with the Hero Motor Corporation.
Yes, sir.
How do you like that job?
Sir, it was a good job and I had a great learning time there, sir.
So why do you want to join the civil service?
Sir, I believe that civil services would provide me the better opportunities and I would be having a greater area to work upon where I can directly impact the society as well.
I thought it's all rehearsed. What is the future of driverless cars in India?
Sir, in India, driverless car would have certain challenges if we see from the current perspective. For example, driverless car will require lane discipline and that has to be enforced in India. Secondly, sir, we require such infrastructure and such kind of road re-engineering is required so that driverless car can function. And third is on this automobile part, manufacturing of driverless cars. Sir,
All right. Will electric cars cause massive unemployment if they substitute the normal IC engine cars?
Sir, I do not believe that they would cause unemployment. In fact, I believe that they would generate additional avenues of employment.
How come? If you substitute car to car, let's say 1 lakh cars are substituted today's cars by EVs, how will it generate employment?
Sir, because it will integrate new technologies. For example, IoT, Internet of Things, and AI-enabled cars are the additional features in
All that will reduce the employment, isn't it? It will remove the utility of human beings. Everything will be done by the computers in the car.
Sir, it will generate employment in my view, sir, because these technologies will be governed by humans only. The technology will only assist humans, sir.
Okay. What is the future of robots in India? Do you think robots will be a good idea when we have such a huge unemployed pool of young people?
Sir, in this case, we have to maintain a balance. Robot should be employed in such a situation where humans cannot be present, or in a hazardous case, like in a welding case scenario, robots can be placed where humans are not supposed to do hazardous jobs, sir. So, sir, by a case-by-case study, like, sir, in my company, there was case-by-case study, and were operations where humans could not work as much efficiently as robots. For example, in certain welding operations, which are hazardous also. Sir.
Okay. As a student of mechanical engineer, you must have read something on mechanization of agriculture.
Yes, sir.
What is a combine harvester?
I'm sorry, sir.
What is yellow line equipment?
I'm sorry, sir. I have to read about this, sir.
Okay. You read a company called Caterpillar, or the equipment used for construction is called Yellow Line, construction excavation. Same tractors. All right. Thank you
so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
This is the overview.
Okay. So Dwij, may I know the meaning of your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Just define your name.
Ma'am, it's a Sanskrit word which means twice born. One when the child is born from the womb of her mother, and second when one's go for attaining true knowledge.
Okay.
Yes.
So great. You have opted anthropology.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, I have two reasons for this. First is, ma'am, I was a working professional, so I needed an optional which I could cover by my self-reading, and I found anthropology very interesting. Secondly, ma'am, being coming from a science background, I had very little knowledge about culture and societal aspects, ma'am. So I found that by anthropology, I would be able to transition to learn towards about the society as well as about the tribals, ma'am.
So it helped you?
Yes, ma'am. It has really helped me widen my horizon, ma'am.
Okay. So there's a lot of debate. In fact, even today's newspaper have something about it. In the past few years, we have lots going on about LGBT rights, transgender rights, some of the landmark judgments of the Supreme Court with regard to, decriminalization of sex. And today we have something, one news from Supreme Court and one social news, that not only their marriage has been legalized. Are you aware about all this development?
Yes, ma'am.
Just tell us, and then talk and compare with some other countries, especially American and European countries.
Ma'am, Honorable Supreme Court has decriminalized the discrimination based on sex, and also Honorable Supreme Court has in certain.
Are you aware of any title of the case?
Ma'am, Navjit Singh Johar case, ma'am.
And before there's Nas Foundation?
Nas Foundation case, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Supreme Court has decriminalized that, and Supreme Court has also certainly recognized certain rights in various laws of the country, where Supreme Court has also mentioned that they should be made gender neutral. Also, afterwards that judgment, government has come up with transgenders bill.
So, is there any right to marry among two transgenders?
Ma'am, it is still not there, because that requires amendment in Special Marriage Act, where word spouse has been used, but its connotation have not been specifically gender neutral. So, ma'am, I think a requirement is there to come up with a law from the parliament side, from the legislature side, so that law can be made gender neutral.
Okay, so one thing is law. Another thing is, we are a multi-religious, multicultural country.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we come on the religious front, where if you look at the definition of marriage or definition of relationship, it's men and women. So if this is allowed, will it not dilute the institution of marriage?
Certainly.
So how do you take it socially, in the sense,
Yes, ma'am.
apart from Supreme Court giving the rights to the people, but how it will be accepted and tolerated by the society?
Ma'am, for that there would certainly be changes in the institution of marriage and family, and for that a gradual change would be required. Firstly, a change from the law, and secondly, from a consensus-based approach with a wider debate in the society. Because ultimately, if the things have to be accepted by the society, then they have to come from the society itself. So gradual steps should be taken by building a consensus in the society, and from society to the change in law, so that law is readily acceptable by the people, ma'am.
Okay.
I think a holistic.
Okay. Is the live-in relationship being legalized, especially the children born out of it?
Ma'am, it is not still yet legalized, but Honorable Supreme Court has provided certain rights to the couples living in live-in relationship. Yes, ma'am.
Do the children have property rights born out of live-in relationship?
Sorry, ma'am, I am not aware of it.
Okay. One last question. Just yesterday, some judges have been appointed to the Supreme Court. Can you name them?
Sorry, ma'am, I do not remember.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. DWIJ,
Yes, sir.
you just spoke about the Internet of Things.
Yes,
while
sir.
answering the questions. Tell me, in the last 20 years, there's been a tremendous surge in the Internet. There's been an Internet explosion in India, and it's become cheap. What was primarily responsible for it? Which organization did the government create, which 20 years ago, obviously 20th anniversary hai, which was responsible for this?
Sorry, sir, I can.
You heard about NIXI,
Sorry, sir.
National Internet Exchange of India? It's in the news, uski 20th anniversary man rahi hai and they're talking about it.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, then let it be. Tell me, you are a mechanical engineer.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the sign of, you must have been using the sign of infinity
Yes, sir.
in college while, so what is it actually called? Uska naam kya hai?
So the name of sign.
Yeah, that sign is based on a theory by somebody.
Sorry, sir, I
It's
cannot.
called a Mobius strip. Do you know how it's used? Where is it used in the field as a mechanical engineer? It's very commonly used everywhere in all the pumps and motors and.
Sir, it is used to calculate the limits of the.
No, practical application. Uski jo shape hai, that shape, where is it used?
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
Have you ever seen a motor and a pump being connected together with a belt? Belt se chalta hai na, jaise
Yes, sir.
car mein bhi.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is used in conveyor, sir.
It is a conveyor. So what is that belt? That belt is twisted like an 8. It is never used straight.
Yes, sir, infinity sign is.
Why is it twisted like an 8?
Sorry.
Oh, you
sir,
don't
I
remember.
don't
Okay, doesn't matter.
specification, sir.
Tell me, what do you think the Uniform Civil Code should be implemented in India or not?
Sir, Uniform Civil Code certainly has to be implemented, but it has to be the gradual step because there are certain challenges associated with implementing the Uniform Civil Code. Firstly, sir, because we are a multi-ethnic and multi-diverse society, so there are personal laws and under Article 29 and 30, various tribal populations have been granted their own rights to govern, to have their own cultural things. Secondly, sir, Uniform Civil Code needs to be uniform and need not to be common. So various personal laws in various religions are there. So they have to be come up on a uniform scale, and that should require consensus in the society. So I think that gradual steps should be taken in a phase-wise manner, where we make changes in law as well as we make society think about it, sir.
Okay, you don't want to force it on the nation.
No, sir. Sir, forced law or forced action would not be really acceptable by the society.
Which was a recent example of forced laws which led to protests?
Sir, I do not think there was.
Recently, very recently, it was all over the news for almost 6 months.
Sir, recently farm laws have been taken by certain experts that it is a forced law, but government were very considerate about the demands of the farmers, and finally government withdrew the law.
Okay, why do you think that agitation took place only in North India and not in South India?
So
Not even in Eastern India?
Sir, it would trace its origin to the Green Revolution. After Green Revolution in the northern belt, the farmers' organization was very much active for the grievances of the people, and it has been observed by certain experts that the major impact of Green Revolution was in the northern belt, sir. So I think these are.
Now, how can the Green Revolution lead to agitation by farmers? It spread all over India, the revolution. South India also, East India, everywhere.
So it is about the organization. It is about the organization which have come up after the Green Revolution, and specifically caste-based organizations. So they have played a critical role in raising the demands of the farmers, sir.
Chaliye, theek hai, we'll go to something else. You just spoke, you're interested in cars and electric vehicles and all. Tell me, the foreign minister had visited a Latin American country recently. For what purpose? It's connected with your
Yes.
automaker, auto.
Sir, he visited Argentina, and it was about the import of rare earth materials and about lithium, sir. Because Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile, and they are very rich in rare earth materials. and currently China is one of the largest producer of rare earth material. So India is being futuristic here and trying to import some rare earth materials from them.
Have you heard the news about lithium being discovered recently somewhere in India also?
Sorry, sir.
Very recently.
Sorry, sir, I have not heard.
Okay. Yeah.
It's in JNK.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you should just read up about it.
I will.
Okay, DWIJ, let's talk about something else. Okay, what are the major sources of revenue for Government of India?
Ma'am, one is the disinvestment, which government does. Second is from the GST, corporate tax and income tax. These are the 4 areas.
Okay, so revenue receipts, capital receipts.
Yes, ma'am.
Disinvestment is capital receipt,
ma'am.
no?
That
Yeah,
is capital
yeah.
receipt.
Okay. Tell me one thing. By now the budget is a few days old, so you might have read up more upon it. Huh? There are some provisions, which are sought to be revised and which relate to the banking acts related to banking. Are you aware? Which acts? No? And do you know the purpose of these revisions? Why the Banking Act is sought? You just spoke about disinvestment. Can you relate the two?
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, any idea as to what companies are sought to be disinvested, which are in the pipeline?
Ma'am, BPCL is there, which I remember, which government has talked about to disinvest.
In the financial sector?
Ma'am, ILFS is government reducing its stake.
Okay, let's move on. Okay,
Sure.
all right. Never mind, that's okay. So, how much? What are progressive taxes and regressive taxes? And which are progressive and which are regressive?
Can I take few moments?
Yeah.
Ma'am, progressive taxes are those which have proportionate impact as per the income of the person.
Yeah.
Like direct taxes, which have certain slabs as per the income that is paid. Regressive taxes, ma'am, which have common impact regardless of their income. Like, ma'am, GST, which a GST on a biscuit is paid equally by every member of the society, whether irrespective of its income. Ma'am.
So, why are they called regressive? Can you explain a little?
Because it has a disproportionate impact on the society, because a poor person who is earning 10,000 per month is also required to pay similar tax as the person who is having income of 1 lakh.
Okay, very nice. So, any idea as to how much we collect by way of taxes?
Sorry, ma'am, I have to.
That's okay. You just read up on it. Okay. Okay, let's come to Meerut. You're from Meerut, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
One district, one product. Which is the one from Meerut?
Ma'am, sports goods are from the Meerut.
Sports goods,
Yes,
huh?
ma'am.
And which is the one famous sports good of Meerut, which,
Ma'am, cricket bat are famous, ma'am, from Meerut.
cricket bats. Okay, very nice. You said you write, Hindi poems, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you recite any of your Hindi poems?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Please allow me to use Hindi.
Yeah.
प्रहार है विचारों का, तिलिस्म का आगाज है,
क्या
चयन करो शब्दों का, शब्द ही साज है.
वाह.
This much I can do.
बहुत अच्छे, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत अच्छे, very nice. Okay.
ये कविता आपकी यहीं पर खत्म हो गई और आगे भी है?
आगे भी है तो सुना
अगर आगे है तो
दीजिए.
सुनाइए एक.
हाँ, सुना दीजिए.
So I currently cannot remember.
You can't remember it.
Yeah, okay. It's really well written, and you recite also very well. All right, okay. Tell me a little bit more about Meerut. Any idea as to what is the, female literacy and male literacy of Meerut?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, male literacy is around 76%.
Okay.
And female is around 69%.
69%, yeah. And what is the budget outlay on education? Any idea as to roughly
Sorry, ma'am.
as a percentage of GDP?
Ma'am, it is around 4.3% of GDP. the total for education, including center and state.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Including the center
We'll
and
talk
state.
about it. Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, DWIJ. Can you step out for a minute? I will call you right back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
ma'am. May I?
Come. Better, DWIJ.
Thank you, sir.
DWIJ, when is your interview scheduled?
17th of April.
Acha, there's plenty of time.
Yes.
Second phase.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Around 2 months.
Yes, sir.
And how do you think your interview went? What is your assessment?
Sir, I think I could not answer many of the questions.
Why was that? You have not read, you forgot, what happened?
Sir, in one or two questions I forgot, and in some of the question I think I should be more prepared. I could have more content.
I think that's a better thing, should be more prepared. Did you read the newspapers today before coming?
Yes, sir, I saw headlines. I wrote about the Supreme Court judge's appointment, but I could not remember the name.
Even regarding, they can give birth to the child.
All right. But which are the papers you read?
Sir, Indian Express and Mint.
And Mint.
Yes, sir.
And one more paper. Indian Express does take a certain point of view. So like Times of India, other paper,
Yes, sir.
which can actually give another side of the view also would be useful. Otherwise, sometimes you tend to develop a kind of a political judgment, which is good overall, but not in the interview board. You must keep away from the political prejudices. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, we found that your knowledge base is reasonably good, and on the basis of what you know to debate an issue, to give your point of view is okay. But I think you need to, like you said, on many issues you didn't even know, like ISET.
Yes, sir.
ISET, you didn't really have any idea why ISET is important. The simple most important thing is that so far USA has been very reluctant, very reluctant in transferring technologies to India. One single most important issues that India has with the USA is technology. Russia is more than willing to come forward, USA is not. And the USA doesn't want us to buy products from Russia, want to put the USA product but without any technological backup.
Yes, sir.
So these are basically the issues which come in useful. Try and relate them.
Yes.
Similarly, solar vehicle versus electrical vehicle, renewable energy basis versus nuclear energy. The problem is that renewable energy, whether it is wind energy or solar energy, first of all the production cost is still not really commercially scalable. It takes time. Nuclear energy, what we have available is huge amounts of thorium deposits.
Yes.
So most of the people feel that the nuclear energy would be the way to go in India, but ecological people, the people who deal with the climate change and who are against the nuclear, they have a different view. So the best thing to do really is give the views. If you know both the views, give both the views, okay, to balance it out. Otherwise, you did very well.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. My suggestion would be that keep preparing in this manner, keep sorting out your views, and do one more, maybe a mock interview just before your final interview.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I just want to say one thing. Will you dress up like this on this day when your interview is?
No, I will change this. I'll have
You should open the buttons of your coat while you sit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
Also polish your shoe properly.
Yes, ma'am. This is got implemented.
Dress, of course, you can change on
And
that day.
shave also if you.
Yeah, so this get up should be, that's all.
All right.
Best of
बटन
luck.
thing
All the
याद
best.
रखिएगा.
You know, most of the questions were from your drafts, so I suggest you prepare. You've got plenty of time. You prepare at least 200 questions on this thing and write down the points on solar vehicles and all, whatever questions were asked to you.
Yes, sir.
And then practice before a mirror, before appearing for another mock test.
Okay, sir.
And budget भी पूरा देख लेना.
चलिए. All right. All the best.
All the
to you.
best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.